So today we're actually going to talk about digital literacy for kids and adults too. I believe it's a timely lesson. So first, let's start with our why. Kids need to learn how to evaluate websites. This isn't something that we asked of previous generations in really any form. For example, when I was a kid and I went to the library to get a book and was going to use it in my research report, my teacher didn't ask me, hey, did you make sure that comes from a reputable publisher and from a reputable author? And yet that's what kids now have to do with all the information that they're getting from the internet. So when I want kids to learn about digital literacy and how to evaluate websites, I take them to this website that has to do with the Pacific Northwest tree octopus. And we'll go through this website like it's actually a legit, credible source. I'll have kids reading it. We'll start some type of thinking map activity. But usually before we get to the essay writing, a savvy student will step up and say, hey, I don't think that this is actually a legitimate website or a credible website. And then I start pointing out, or we have conversations first about how we can tell if it's a good website or not. And then I start pointing out the ways that kids can actually evaluate the website. The first is they can check the URL. Is it coming from a .com, from an .edu, from a .org? We'll go down to the footer. When you check the footer, who's the author of the site? When was it last updated? When was it published? Can you click on those links? Can you check it out? Look at the media. Is the media professional? Is it cited? Does it come from a source? Does it look real? And then finally, I actually like to have kids create their own site or create a classroom site where we put their own funny stories up just to show the kids how easy it is to actually put anything out on the internet. So it's exit slip time. How can we practice evaluating sites? First, you want to check your URL. Next, check the footer. Third, is the media professional? And then finally, my own favorite, you want to create your own site. If this is something that you're going to try and do within your own classroom, some of the tools that you can use, you can have kids create a Google site, maybe have just one student who publishes the stories, or maybe you publish the stories just to begin. If you want kids to make their own little videos that have to do with news stories, you can have them write a script and then put them up on Flipgrid. And some strategies for you to get started. You can start small, maybe have this as an extension problem, or you can also embed this within the core content areas like ELA, or have them do it as part of a science activity or part of a history activity. If you'd like any support or help, definitely reach out. You can find me in New Teacher Development with the current Urban Teacher Residency.